Good evening, Raider Nation. All right. It is Monday, new week, new team. Let's get it, y'all.
Inside Allegiant Stadium for the first time this year. Touchdown Raiders! Touchdown Raiders! Touchdown! From behind, ball's out, big man running. Raiders!
Yo, salute my people. What it do? Welcome to another episode of Raiders Unfiltered. I'm your host. I'm your boy, Jay Raider. Appreciate everyone pulling up with me on this Monday evening, Monday night, wherever y'all be. I know the times be different, but again, appreciate everyone pulled up. I hope everybody's feeling good, man. We had a pretty good draft, in my opinion, and we gonna get into it in just a second. But really quick, um, if you guys are new, make sure you guys head on over and smash that subscribe button. Click those thumbs. It does go a long way to go ahead and support the show. And if you really do want to go ahead and support the show, go ahead and click on that membership button. It really does help to keep the lights on here at Just Raiders, baby. Got a lot of overhead to go ahead and cover. But anyways, I appreciate everyone pulling up, tapping in with me on this Monday night. But we about to get into it. How does everybody feel now that the draft is over? We know who we picked up. We answered that question. Are the Raiders going to go ahead and get Shador, or are they picking Ashton Genty or Mason Graham? We found out it was Ashton Genty all along, and I talked about it on Saturday's show. Uh, I didn't feel that the Raiders were going to go ahead and draft Shador after that comment made by Spy Tech the night before on that presser. And sure enough, that's what it ended up being. So it is what it is. Good luck to Shador. I'm glad he got picked up, and I wish him all the best over with the Browns for however long it may be. If he's still there, we don't know. Might get traded, and that's a whole different other thing that not really going to go ahead and get into. But yeah, I am very excited and very pumped to go ahead and discuss our picks, and we're going to go ahead and review that in just a bit. Before I get into it, let me go ahead and do a quick roll call for everybody in the building. Appreciate my guy Raider Ryan in the building. Salute, brother. My guy Raider Fool Chris. What it do, my guy? Thanks for pulling up with the Ray. Well, hold on, bro. I gotta do it the right way, my guy.
Raiders!
Yes, with the Raiders. Let's see who else is here. My guy Tyler A. What it do, brother? Thanks for pulling up, my guy. My guy Raph. What is good, my guy? Thanks for pulling up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Super Maricon. How you doing, my guy? Thanks for pulling up. Did you want another player who wasn't drafted? We're gonna go into that. But I like all the draft picks that was picked. A little bit head scratcher at the end, but kind of reading up a little bit on these guys. It turns out it's a pretty good pick. My guy Troy, what it do, brother? Thanks for pulling up, my guy. Salute. Yes, sir. So let's go ahead and get into it. The Raiders draft review. All right. So crazy. We started, and I appreciate everyone who pulled up on those 3 days, and were with me with my guys, Jeff, my guy, the Raider Rundown, everybody that I was on with, Christopher Raiders, all those content creators. We had a really good time covering the draft. Shout out to the Good Morning Waiters guest, my guy Turf, the sportsman. The sportsman tapped in, and I'm glad I was able to go ahead and get him on. And we're trying to go ahead and figure that out for a bit, but we finally got it done, and it was a special episode that I had. I got him on. Salute to him. If you didn't watch that show, I got the link pinned down below. Make sure you guys go ahead and click on that and go ahead and take a look. Pretty good debates, football wise. Shador takes, not football related, and some NBA questions, some NBA debates were discussed as well. So, really good show. We covered all 7 rounds. That wasn't really the plan, but the picks were so close together. Might as well, Really quick, shout out to my guy SoCal Sal. What it do, my guy? Thanks for pulling up. Yes, sir. All right. So let me go ahead and get into it. We're going to go ahead and go into our first round pick at number 6. And, I was chomping at the bit. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if it was going to be Shador. I don't know if we were going to trade back. Once I saw Mason Graham was gone, it started becoming a little bit of a nail biter. And then finally, we heard the name being called Ashton Jeanty with the 6th round pick in the first round for the Raiders, Ashton Jeanty. So, I'm happy about that. My whole thing is I didn't want to go ahead and particularly draft him at number 6. I was definitely okay with trading back down a couple spots, getting some draft capital, whether at 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever, and then picking him up. But, that's the way that it went. And, we got a top tier running back, a blue chip running back. So I am definitely cool with it. And I'm very excited to see what he actually produces come the season. And, like we've been saying, I hope to see 1,500 yards per season for the next, 4 or 5 years. If he says if it's as advertised, meaning that if this guy is truly generational and he's going to go ahead and literally change the face of our offense, I hope that's the case. So, probably in the very beginning, we're not going to be utilizing him kind of that workhorse style. We're going to be probably rotating with Mozart and a couple of the other running backs that are currently still here. Obviously, we haven't. Mini camps are coming up. Mandatory OTAs literally right around the corner. So we'll see who stays, who goes. The running back room just got interesting, right? And there might be some faces that leave before the season starts. So we'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and get into Genty's profile. What? That's the wrong one. Move. All right. Our guy Ashton Jeanty. And so for him, for his scouting report, this guy has elite contact balance, sheds tackles with ease, maintains momentum through traffic, elite vision, anticipation, consistently finds and exploit gaps before they fully materialize. So we've heard that. Obviously, he's able to go ahead and shake off tackles once he gets out of the hole. A rare combination burst of long speed, can take any touch to the house from anywhere in the field. Soft natural hands with wide catch radius, true weapon in the passing game, workhorse capability with proven durability, thrives under heavy workloads, advanced pass protection skills, diagnoses blitz quickly and anchors against larger defenders, runs with exceptional pad level leg drive, consistently falls forward and finishes runs, game breaker who elevates his play in crucial moments, put the team on his back mentality. So I do like that. Obviously, having that workhorse capability. I don't think we're gonna quite utilize that in the beginning. I think this is something where we're going to go ahead and kind of ease them into it. And like I said, we're probably going to be rotating them with Moser, with McCormick, probably if he's still around, or White, if he makes the roster. And it'll be interesting to see how those guys do, um, come this off season with Genty literally leading that way and being that face of that running back room. So, um, you know, I'm liking what I've seen, what I've heard. Obviously last year he had about almost 4,800 yards rushing. Guy had about like almost 6.5 yards per carry, 50. As far as like um, career number wise, this guy's had about 50 rushing touchdowns, 800 and almost 900 receiving yards. Obviously, we know what Genty's about, and hopefully, it is as advertised. Now, this is a great thing about Genty. Obviously, he's going to go ahead and help the passing game as well. Um, to go ahead and really sell that play action fake. So, I'm liking what we've heard, what we've seen. We know that he's a really good back, phenomenal back. So hopefully we get to see that generational type play come, this season. So, but that is, we got Ashton Genty as a 6th round pick. He's going to be leading that running back room in 2025. So, really quick before I go on to the next guy in our 2nd round, let me see if there's any questions that I might miss. Let's see here. My guy Raised Food Chris, how about Spita giving all the questions to the scout after day 3? Well, I guess that's what he wanted to do. Brandon. I think that was Brandon Carroll who was speaking on the 3rd day, and he was kind of helping leading that front with the scouting. You want to hear what their thoughts were on certain picks. So who else than getting it from one of the top scouts to help to go ahead and put all that stuff together. So um, let's see here. My guy Mosa, salute to him. Are you sold on Gino? I thought we're really needing a QB to make it a competition. Um, Gino's here. It is what it is. Apparently, like, so this is the thing, and I know we're gonna get into the whole Shador thing. It's gonna pop up, but they all the picks, everything that has happened so far up to this point, obviously, especially quarterback wise, we've seen it. We know that Brady is looking over it, right? They're going over certain decisions collectively, and they're getting Brady's input, right? So obviously Gino was one of those guys. We know, it's Pete's guy. Pete and him have worked together up in Seattle for a few years. He knows what he can do. He knows what he can't do, what he's not good at, what he's really good at. So all that he's taking into account. But with the whole thing with Shador, obviously, if there if he was really high on Shador, he would have been picked, plain and simple, right? There would have been a point in between the 2nd and the 5th round where, hey, you got to pull the trigger, you got to go ahead and go up and get this guy, right? That wasn't the case. Could have been the attitude, could have been different things, right? Maybe it just wasn't a fit to the system as well, and that's another thing too. I know. Trust me, I'm a Shador fan. I would have liked him here, but maybe it just wasn't a fit with Chip Kelly and what he's going to go ahead and unveil come this season. So that's the thing. It might have been one of those things like, hey, you know what, this is just it's just not a good fit. It wouldn't be a good move to go ahead and bring him over here. But so far, um, they're sold on Gino. I support Gino, and the guy can make plays. Obviously, we're having a team built up to him. We went out and actually got him some protection for once. Uh, aside from last year where we went out and got DJ Glaze and JPJ, we went out and got a couple more guys in our own line, which I've been saying for the last 3-4 years before last year that we needed better linemen, and we finally went out and got that. Right. And we're going to go ahead and talk about those guys as well. But, I'm actually very happy that we went out and got Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant from William and Mary. I think those guys are going to be impactful. I think, with the whole question with Colton Miller, now we can breathe a little sigh of relief, because if that doesn't really pan out, we have a guy that we have a couple of guys that can come in and take over that position. So I think that's a good move by Spytek and them to go ahead and get some more linemen. And there's been some UDFA signings as well, and we'll go ahead and go into those as well in just a little while and talk about those. But they're not stopping on getting certain people in certain positions filled up for sure. The depth is starting to come and realize itself. Shout out to my guy 805. What is good? Thank you, appreciate you, brother. Thanks for pulling up and saying hi. Let's see, my guy Julian Edelman gave a shout out to our 7th round pick, Tommy Mellett. Crazy, both were drafted in the 7th round. Both played QB in high school and college. Julian Edelman used to use that slot wide receiver. Crazy how he retired 3 Super Bowls. Yep. And we're gonna talk about Mellett in a bit as well. Salute to my guy Jaw Raider. Appreciate you pulling up, my guy. Salute to my guy Jeff. What do you do, brother? Where you at? Here we go. Salute. My clicker's not working. There you go. Salute, my guy. Appreciate you. All right, let's go ahead and get into the next one. And we're gonna go with our 2nd round pick, Jack Beck, wide receiver out of TCU. And once I heard this name being called, I was pretty excited. This is definitely a good pickup. Guy is 6'1", 6'2", runs a 40. He's not a speedster. He runs about 4.5. But his strength is his hands. This guy literally, I think, only had dropped 1 ball this past season. Incredible hands. Can go ahead and definitely make some big plays for sure. But let's go ahead and kind of get into Jack Beck. Guy has elite catch focus, concentration in traffic, consistently extends away from his frame and snacks throws with vice grip hands, with defenders draped all over him. Again, those great hands, and that's literally what they went out and got this guy for, is that dependability of being able to go ahead and get those tough balls. Master of control, catch space, uses sophisticated body positioning and timing to box out defenders like a power forward, posting up in the paint. Runs with controlled anger after the catch, consistently breaks first contact, and shows outstanding contact balance when working through traffic. advanced understanding of finding soft spots against zone coverage, sits down on windows with veteran savvy, presents a clear target, physical hands, physical hands fighter and press coverage, employs quick, decisive counters to defeat jam attempts and maintain clean release paths, exceptional ball tracking on deep throws, creates late separation on top of routes through subtle push-offs and veteran savvy that borders artistry, reliable chain mover who rises to the moment, delivered multiple crucial fourth down conversions throughout his college career. And again, this is just going, they're really going off that emphasis of that dependability where this guy can go ahead and make those tough catches and especially make those easy catches. And sometimes we've had a hard time even doing those, right? Where we've had to, we had that easy ball that should have been caught, with Jack Bash. We're not going to have that real problem. He's going to be really dependable with those great hands. So I am very eager to see what he's going to go ahead and bring to the Raiders in this brand new season. Obviously, last year he had about just over 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Literally breaking a 1,000-yard mark at TCU, right? TCU is like a mid school, and he was able to go ahead and do that over there with the likes of Savion Williams, which we know that got picked up during the draft as well. So, this is a really good pickup. Over 6 foot tall, over 6 feet tall, and that's somebody that we needed. We needed those tall receivers. This is one of them. So I am very, very glad with this draft pick. Again, let me go ahead and go into the chat. Again, appreciate everyone pulled up on this Monday night. Salute to everyone who's tapped in. My guy Jaw, Spytech and School Scout have scouted more than 1,000 players. That's why Spytech was tired. Bro, shit, I was tired of the dude. I did it live. We did day 1, 2, and 3, 5, 6 hours, 7 hours, however long. I was tired. I was burnt, bro. I mean, I can only imagine Spytech, and I mean, yeah, I definitely would have given that over to the scout for sure. Let's see here. My guy Jeff. This also means, hold on. There we go. But this also means that Sanders is really not that good, not a good QB at all. No, bro. I don't think that. I think what it means is that he's talented, but we've talked about it on when we did the show on Friday. We feel like it's something else. So it could literally be that. I'm not really gonna go into too much on Shedeur because you know what, Shedur's not on team. That's it. And again, like I said, I wish him luck. It's cool. But I kind of want to look forward towards the future and what we're gonna do and what we have going on, what we're building here. And I feel that we have literally, I think we have really bettered our offense, going into this brand new season. So, my guy, John, crazy thing about Sanders, Ian Rappaport, Brady spoke to the team after leaving Coachella with the family not to draft Sanders. We skipped him 9 times. Well, like I said, I knew that it wasn't going to happen on day 3. Once I heard that Spytech presser, when he said entitled, I already knew. That was kind of like a hint. That was like a little jab at Shedeur. I knew it was going to happen. It wasn't, but it is what it is. My guy, Jaw. Chip Kelly has 3 mobile QBs. Geno, Miller, Williams. This is a threat to Aiden He got to bring his best at training camp, which he will. But remember, Chip don't care whether you're here first. Better train. I mean, facts. I mean, these guys are on the principle of competing, right? Um, as of right now, I think Aiden's going to be QB2 until we get to camp, and then we're really going to see where he's really going to lie at that point. Is he going to stay at QB2? Will he drop down to 3? You never know. Or will they go ahead and release him? He's still on a rookie deal. I don't know if they would or not, but he could always possibly drop down to QB3. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. I mean, that mobility does play a factor, and Chip Lex's dual threat guys. We know that for sure. So shout out to my guy Rosetown pulling up. What it do, brother? Thanks for pulling up. One of my members here, and if you want to be like a member like my guy Rosetown, make sure you guys head on over, click that link that's pinned up top, and get off the bench and get into the game and become a member and part of the family of the Just Raiders Baby family. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone pulling up for sure. My guy SoCal, I think it depends on who picks up the offense fastest will be QB2. Yeah, exactly. Who picks up the offense fast, who shows that talent, who shows that literally, you'll see the difference in between the two. And this might be a thing where we might determine this kind of like last year, but reverse now to see who will be actually QB2. We might have to go into preseason to kind of determine who will be that guy, right? But we know Gino, for all intents and purposes, he's going to be our starter moving forward in 2025 for sure. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and move on to the next guy, and we go into the third round. And at this point, we're drafting Darian Porter, cornerback, Iowa State. What's up with my mouse? There we go. Darian Porter, cornerback at Iowa State. I think on the show, Friday show with Jeff, we saw his thing. Well, I guess it was something that was just shown on PFF or PFN, Pro Football Network, and they were projecting us to go ahead and go after Trey Amos, right? Which I wasn't mad either. But looking at Darian Porter and his measurables, man, this is a really, really good pickup. Tall guy, speedster. Let me go ahead and pull up his thing here. Here we go. All right, our guy 6'3", 195. He runs a 40. He runs a 40 at 4.3. Insane speed. This guy has not a natural ball tracking ability. He used to be a former wide receiver. Displays exceptional timing when high pointing and attacking the football at his apex. Elite special teams value with 5 career block kicks. Showcase how effectively he uses his length and explosiveness. So now, not only do we have a guy who can go ahead and play corner for us, but can also play special teams. And these guys love when they're able to go ahead and do different multiple positions. We saw that in that day 3 towards the end of the draft with Tommy Mellott and we'll talk about, and then JJ Pegues. We'll talk about those in just a bit. We're getting up to those guys, but they definitely guys who can, who are versatile for sure. Shows advanced zone coverage, particularly in cover 3, where he expertly leverages the sideline with an extra defender. quick processor who demonstrates solid route recognition, anticipation, skills despite limited experience at the position. Maintains low pad level usually well for his height and allowing him to transition more smoothly than typical lengthy corners. Uses his frame to reroute receivers and press coverage. Former track speed, manifest, and recovery ability can make up ground quickly when beaten initially on vertical routes. So, if you're able to go ahead and do a double move or whatever, and he gets beat, this guy can go ahead and catch up to you really, really quickly. So I like this guy. Yeah, really solid pickup. Iowa State is doing big things out there. They're developing their guys. Big receivers, tall corners. That program is just phenomenal. But this was a great pickup. We're able to go ahead and answer basically that position, kind of that Jack left open once he left, and we're able to go ahead and fill it. And I think this guy has potential to go ahead and be a day one starter for sure. So obviously we'll see what happens, but the measurables definitely add up. And this is the 68th pick, the first third round pick in the draft. So definitely like this guy. Let me go ahead and continue forward. So let's go ahead and go into the next guy. There we go. All right. So we'll go into the third, and still staying on the third round. This is where we had traded back a few spots. If you guys remember, we had traded. Hang on 1 second, guys. So we ended up getting some comp picks, and one of these comp picks was another guy in the third round. So we went out and got Caleb Rogers, tackle from Texas Tech, and then looks like for him, he also plays guard, even though they have him listed as a tackle. Let me go ahead and pull up his measurables real quick. Rogers. Let's see here. All right. And again, appreciate everyone tapping in. If you haven't done so, make sure you guys head on over and hit that like button for sure. All right. So my guy is 6'5", 312. Let's see here. Okay. So my guy, he starts. He's done right tackle, left guard, right guard. So most likely he's going to be in that guard position and that right guard position. So this guy's battle tested with unmatched experience. Have started 55 consecutive games across multiple positions. Game tape alone gives him significant edge in mental processing. Passes off stunts, twists with veteran savvy, showing impressive communication skills that translate well to the next level. Rarely gets caught looking amid chaos. Deploys stiff, jarring punch that lands square in the defender's chest plate, creating immediate separation that buys crucial recovery time and pass protection. Shows excellent vision and spatial awareness when pulling and demonstrating keen ability to locate and eliminate second level defenders with controlled aggression. Anchor's impressive lower body strength, dropping his hips to absorb power rushes. Positional flexibility screams value to NFL teams, having lodged significant snaps at four positions, the ultimate Swiss Army knife for depth and offensive line. So, like I said, this guy has played tackle. He's played right tackle, left guard, right guard. So he can definitely do that guard position, and that's probably most likely where he's going to go ahead and line up. Guy plays through the whistle with a mean streak that shows up when finishing blocks. Impressive growth year over year, cutting his pressure rate nearly half between 2022 and his final two seasons. That's when he was playing left tackle. So definitely not mad at that. Um, and my guy Jeff was on. He was so happy when those picks came. It's literally almost back to back when those picks came. So, um, we that's one thing that they. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, I'm thirsty. But that's one of the things that Pete talked about in the beginning when when he first came on is that they're going to go ahead and protect the quarterback, and so got to draft guys in order for us to go ahead and do that. Free agency is kind of hard to go ahead and do that. As you saw, we got Kappa. Yeah, Kappa's experienced, but he had a pretty terrible year last year. So hopefully, he bounces back and has a better 2025. But if he doesn't, we have guys that are that are hungry, that are dogs, that are willing, that are ready to go ahead and jump on at a moment's notice. And hopefully, I get to see these guys in action in season. We'll definitely go ahead and see them in preseason and see how they do. So definitely one of the guys to go ahead and keep an eye on. Let's go ahead and jump into the other guy. The other third round pick, Charles Grant, tackle from William and Mary. And we're going to go ahead and jump into his measurables. Let me go back. Where is it? Charles Grant. There we go. My guy's 6'5", 311. Let's see here. So kind of answering that tackle position, exceptional lateral quickness with fluidity in pass sets, showing off natural wrestling influence, balance while mirroring edge rushers with efficient redirect capabilities. Plays discipline, leverage, and hand placement. Consistently keeps his head out of blocks while maintaining a flat back through contact phases. Nasty zone blocker with surgical second level targeting. Shows uncanny timing on combo releases and consistently erases linebackers in space. Competitive temperament shows up when finishing blocks. Recovers remarkable body control when initially beaten. Rarely gives up on plays and shows some dog when working back into position. Definitely that's something that we need. Masters nuances of playing long, extends precise timing to keep defenders at his fingertips while maintaining control through the rush. Processing speed jumps off the film against stunts and blitzes, showing exceptional mental clarity when identifying and transferring assignments on the fly. Punishing grip sync allows him to latch and control defenders once engaged, like trying to escape a quicksand once he gets his hands on you. So, man, that good pickup. So obviously he might need a little bit um more weight on him, but I'm not mad at this guy. Um, definitely can go ahead and come in, provide some depth, especially with the whole Colton Miller. If he's truly not going to be around next season, or if the brass decides to go ahead and pull a trigger and make a trade or something like that, we do have another guy that's available that can come in and go ahead and step up and replace that position for sure. Let me go ahead and go back into the chat. Again, appreciate everyone pulling up. Yes, sir. Now you're talking. These two guys are my favorite for sure. Yep. I know they are. Salute to my guy, Death Pal. I think many players that were here last year won't be here due to creating their culture, and that's literally what they're doing. They're creating a culture. These guys, a lot of these guys are lunch pail guys. They're meaning, they're workhorse guys. They come in, they're all about game. They're all business. They're not here to fuck around and they're not distracted by the bright lights. And I think that's probably that one of the concerns that they probably had is like, we want to go ahead and get guys they're bright, they want to go ahead and compete, they're serious about football and not here to go ahead and waste people's time. So yeah, man, I like it. My guy Colton Miller returned practice. Yep, I hope so, man, because now he has some competition, and his job might be on the line if he's not careful. Colton Miller is a really really good left tackle, but even that, you never know with these guys, especially being drafted in the third round. If you guys remember, we drafted I think JPJ in the third round, and then Glaze I think went fifth or something like that. So those guys have really really worked out. So nobody's job is safe, and these guys are definitely preaching competition. So I would definitely encourage him to go back. I feel that if he's really serious about getting an extension, it'll get resolved in his due time. He just has to go out and play his heart out and grind and be that dog, and I think he'll get what he's looking for sure. Shout out to my guy Dix Insider. Appreciate you pulling up, my guy. Salute. What it do? All right, guys. So we are now, I believe, we're going into the fourth round. Let's see here. I want to make sure I don't lose my place. Oh my god, hold on, I'm missing a guy here. All right. Okay. Let me take this guy off. All right. That's why. My guy didn't get in here. Okay. All right. There we go. So with our going into the fourth round and our first fourth round pick, I believe it's at 108. It's the wide receiver from Tennessee, and this is Navman's team, the Bulls. We went out and got wide receiver Dante Thornton out of Tennessee, and this is just a very very impressive pickup by Spytek and Carroll. Guy's 6'5", 214. Guy runs a 4.3 40. Phenomenal. The guy literally has like a 32 and a half, almost 32 and a half inch arm wingspan, deep speed. Uses advanced hand usage at the line reveals technical refinement, consistently defeats press varied releases and confident strikes to the defender's chest plate, possesses explosive acceleration that pushes corners on their heels immediately, tracks deep balls with natural instinct, surprisingly fluid hips for his height, can sink and gather on a comeback route more effectively than most long striders in his mold. Contested catch warrior when the ball's in the air. Obviously, having that 6'5" height 6'5", 6'4", height, can definitely go up to and contest those 50-50 balls. Soft hands when plucking fastballs away from his frame. Concentration in traffic stands out on tape when climbing the ladder. Average a remarkable 3.72 yards per route in 2024. Production efficiency that speaks his game. Breaking ability when targeted. Yep. So, man, I mean, we got our tall receiver. And this is something that I think I've said time and time again. We need a guy. We need a guy who's over 6 foot tall, over 6'2", preferably in that 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" range. And boom, we got our guy. And Dante Thornton. He's gonna be definitely a red zone guy where he can go up and catch those fade balls for sure. Especially against those smaller corners that we potentially go up against. So I am very happy about this pickup for sure. You guys, let me know your thoughts on what you guys think about Dante and that pickup. Definitely very impressed about that. For sure. My guy Death Pal Glaze was drafted in the third. JPT was our second rounder. Okay, there you go. See. And you see how those guys worked out. So, I mean, picking up guys in the third, I think that definitely there is competition that's going to happen for sure. My guy Jeff, 5th round, we scored big. We didn't make a bad pick at all. Best round of the draft. Yeah, we're definitely going to go ahead and get into that. My guy Amanikron, Shador lasted to the 5th round. We good, bro. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, he takes Tucker's spot by week 3. He could, bro. You might see Trey move to special teams, bro. That could definitely be a thing, or it might be a thing where Trey comes out in certain packages, like a special package that Chip might draw up, that he might get used in. You never know. It might be that type of situation. So, let's see what happens for sure. But let's go ahead and continue moving forward. Let me go into the next one. Second. All right. So we go on to the next one. Again, in that 4th round, Tonka Hemingway. Tonka like the truck. D tackle out of South Carolina. And man, this guy is something else too. Let me go ahead and pull up his measurables real quick. And we got literally the next 2 picks in D tackle are pretty good. And I'm surprised that we didn't go more linebacker heavy, but I'm not mad at it either way. I might have to go. Oh, here it is. All right, cool. My guy Tonka. All right, my guy 6'3", 284. A little bit on the smaller side, but the guy has 32 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks in 2023. He has an exceptional first step off the snap, allowing him to penetrate and disrupt plays. Versatile defender, capable of lining up at multiple positions in the defensive front. Displays active hands, develop pass rush toolbox, enabling him to disengage from blockers effectively. High football IQ and play recognition skills, particularly evident in his ability to sniff out screens and misdirection plays. durable player who hasn't missed a game in 4 years amongst demonstrating reliability and toughness coveted by NFL teams. So the guy doesn't really get hurt. That's a great thing. We saw last year half of our defense went down, half of them. And we're just a shell of ourselves at times. So this is good to go ahead and get a guy who's durable, who hasn't really missed a game, which is great. It's almost unheard of. It's crazy. Guy has a strong motor, pursuit skills, effective two gap defender with the strength to hold his ground against double teams and run defense. Showcases leadership qualities and a strong work ethic. And this is the thing you see. I've been seeing this a lot. There's a lot of the strong work ethic, and this is literally the MO of Pete Carroll. So, guys, I think guys like Charles Snowden, some other guys out there, uh, Matthew Butler. I think this is going to create definitely competition, and they have to kind of be on the lookout and really bring it during camp if they want to go ahead and keep their job for sure. But I think this is a really good pickup by the Raiders, bringing in another D tackle. For sure. And we're gonna go ahead and go on to the other D tackle of this guy. This guy is a gem. He can do a lot of things. For sure. With the sixth pick, if you guys remember, part of the trade down to 58, I believe. We did have to give up that fifth round pick. I thought at a point that the Raiders were going to go ahead and possibly jump back into the fifth round. That did not happen. I think Spytek did mention in his presser on that last day on Saturday that they had a missed opportunity to go back into the fifth round. I was very surprised that didn't happen. I don't know for what reason. Either that they couldn't find a trade partner, or maybe they were debating whether or not to actually even pull the trigger on it. Interesting. I feel like um, maybe if they went back into the fifth, we could have gotten another linebacker. And I feel that room still needs to beef up just a little bit, but I'm good with it. So, but that pushed us going into the sixth round. This is the first sixth round pick. JJ Pegues out of Ole Miss. My guy is 6'2", 309. So for him, this guy is a little bit of also kind of that Swiss Army knife. I think he can play multiple positions. Um, I think they have him as he can play defensive tackle. I think he can play like tight end, fullback type of thing. It's crazy, crazy. So my guy has first he has the explosive first step, quickness off the snap, stout at the natural pad level and heavy hands. Displays tremendous lateral ability with his frame. Rare two-way chess piece who demonstrates contact balance and kinetic vision as short yardage back. Advanced play recognition and processing speed. Quickly IDs trap blocks and combo schemes. Exhibits natural knee bend and ankle flex through contact, allowing him to establish the leverage and reset his anchor. Above average competitive toughness shows up in pursuit. Plays consistency, pad level, and leverage throughout the whistle, plus backside effort. Displays exceptional body control and spatial awareness in tight quarters. Consistently maintains balance through trash while working down the LOS. So yeah, I mean this guy. I mean I've done a few mocks where I picked this guy up, but really kind of looking looking at it. This guy this guy wears a few hats. So not only is a D tackle, but come in, he can go ahead and play um, that tight end, or he can go ahead and be that big fullback. You can line him up, so he can do a few things. So um, I'll be interested to see if they create some special type of package for this guy to go ahead and even if you're not really handing the ball or having him do too much, it's just having that threat out there of this big massive dude just coming out and just like shit. I gotta go fucking face this fucking humongous dude. It's crazy for sure. Um, yeah, my guy SoCal Sal says uh uh Pikus. Oh man, I already messed up his name. Damn, I had said it right the first time. Uh Pagis. My guy Pagis could be a steal. Yep, for sure. As versatile as Travis Hunter. Yeah, bro, for sure. I mean, you can line this guy. I mean, you can literally line this guy as fullback in a power I situation and fucking blow through traffic, bro, and create a fucking lane for Genty, man. This is kind of what we're talking about. And then you can go ahead and stick him right back into like a D tackle or that type of position, and make a play. So yeah, crazy, crazy. My guy Raider Ryan, I like how he was use that as William Perry punch the ball and kind of. I like how he was used as that William Perry punch the ball kind of guy, motherfucker. Yep, for sure. I love this pick. I don't care where we put him. Yep, exactly, bro. You can use them in so many places. This was a pretty good pickup. I'm surprised they didn't pick him up a little bit earlier, but hey, it's all good. We got him now, and love to see what he can do. My guy Ducky, salute to him. He's a guy that the Chargers plays that plays fullback at DT and special teams. Yep, for sure, bro. You can definitely. Um, that'd be cool if they definitely use him as a special teams guy too. I think he'll be like an all around type of guy, and he's not shy. It sounds like he's not one to shy away from taking on new positions and learning and just being out there and just playing the game. So um, that's cool. Yeah, definitely tight end turn D tackle. It's crazy, but he is definitely there. Yeah. So I'm just a little bit like starstruck about this pick. So, but it is a very very solid pick for sure, for sure. All right, let me go into the second 6th round pick, and that is our guy Tommy Mellett, wide receiver, Montana State. Now I haven't put as wide receiver because that's what the Raiders have him listed as wide receiver. But I think when the first time that the pick came in, they had him listed as a quarterback, and so it threw a lot of people off. And I was like, "Who the fuck? Like, did we really drop a quarterback? Like, what's the deal?" Like, and there's some people were saying, "Oh well, it's he's a receiver," So um, it's just crazy. He can definitely play different roles for sure. I'm trying to pull up his measurables real quick. Hang on 1 second. Oh, man. Okay, there we go. All right, so my guy is 6 foot 208. So this is gonna be our slot receiver. The guy, hold on 1 second. The guy runs a 4.42 40. So there's some speed behind those legs for sure. Guy's super athletic. Um, the guy's a dual threat with 2,400 career rushing touchdowns. Sorry, 2,400 yard career rushing yards, 29 rushing touchdowns, showing ankle breaking elusiveness in the open field, improved ball placement, posting a 6.72 completion rate in 2023 with a clean 10 to 2 touchdown interception, 2 interception ratio, high football IQ. Um, Hold on. They have this is a QB uh, scouting report essentially, right? Um, and so you can line them up in the slot, and then obviously you can design some stuff where you can have them throw as well. Natural born leader who commanded the huddle and led Montana State to a deep playoff run. Uh, Plus accuracy in short intermediate game. Slippery in the pocket with the ability to extend plays and create off the schedule, keeping defenses on their heels. So, man, I mean, when I first saw this guy, and I think me and Run pulled some tape. He didn't look half bad at all. So I'm just kind of reading more into it. Um, I think this is a definitely weapon. Obviously, he can play quarterback as well. So you have that threat as well. So I see, you can always create a package where you have like I said, you can line them up in the slot, kind of flea flicker type shit. And just have them. I mean, either or just have them, snap directly. It's kind of like that one dude from the Saints. Uh, what's his name? Damn, I forgot. That's Wifey's guy right there. But he's another threat where he can take some hill, where the guy either can line up the snap, either take the snap, throw the ball, run the ball, whatever. He's very versatile. So this might be an equivalent of our Taysom Hill, where we have a guy who can not only be out there as a receiver, but can also go ahead and be a quarterback as well, and might be one of these plays where it's kind of that lucidness type style play. So for sure. So very interesting with Tommy Mellott. A lot of people, he's getting a little bit of hype with us for sure. So let me go into the chat because I know we're talking about this guy a little bit earlier. My guy Ducky the Butcher says Julian Edelman. There you go. Yeah, a Wildcat and younger Renfro. There you go. So Ducky says I saw 439 is 40 for first time hearing 443. Yeah, I guess this is the site that I'm using they have them listed as a 443. So it just depends. Also too when they do pro days, time could change. I don't know. So it might be an older one. Not sure, but if the guy runs a 439, I mean, that's still fast for sure. My guy Death Pal, salute to him. Yeah, I seen him play a couple games. As I have Cam Miller plus the national championship game where they played against each other. Okay, there you go, there you go. So speaking of Cam Miller, let's go ahead and go into that guy. And again, this is the last of the 6th-round picks. Cam Miller, quarterback out of North Dakota State. He is the pick for the Raiders, and this will be more of that traditional type of quarterback. Hang on one second. What happened here? Quarterback. There we go. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull up his measurables. I honestly thought at one point it was going to be that Max Brosmer guy from Minnesota that was going to get picked up, but it was not. Obviously, again, this Brady, Spytech, Carroll, they see something in this guy to go ahead and come in and be a project guy for the Raiders. You know, moving forward, guys 6'1", 212. Let's see here. I heard that he had like okay. Here we go. Um, guy, his masterful senior campaign culminating in his second national championship. I guess for like his division. I think they're Division Two, if I'm not mistaken. Posing a 72% completion rate with 31 touchdowns and against just 4 interceptions. So that is fucking insane. Usually to kind of really be considered, you got to be like in that 60 range. Guys like 72, 73%. Um, this guy has plus mental processing with high level diagnostic skills, decodes coverages to pre snap, and shows a nuanced understanding of leverage and zone coverage, clean footwork through his drops with replaceable mechanics both in shotgun and under center snaps, no wasted motion in setup. His plus ball placement on drive throws between the hashes consistently hits receivers in stride and throws with anticipation to beat underneath defenders. High end pocket navigation skills, climbs with purpose and maintains throwing base while sliding laterally to find clean launch points. Shows good functional mobility when plays breakdown. Keeps eyes downfield, scrambles. Keeps eyes downfield through scramble, drill, and deliver strikes off platform throws. Natural chain mover who excels in situational football. Built-in durability with thicker lower half, plus leadership traits and commands present. So again, guys, that's what I'm hearing again. Plus leadership. So guys that are like leading that locker room, will have that discipline. Really, really good to hear. Let me kind of cover his weaknesses. Tends to hang on deep routes, fade routes outside numbers, below threshold position. Frame is likely maxed out. Could struggle with battling at the line against NFL length. Below average second reaction athlete. Won't consistently stress edge defenders when forced off spot. Can get stuck on primary read against simulated presses. Need to show better route progression tempo versus NFL disguise packages. Lacks ideal tools to consistently push the ball vertically. Will need to scheme to help to challenge deep third defenders. But I mean, all these things seems like they can definitely be worked on and fixed at the next level. You know, having a guy like Chip Kelly and having the coaches that we have and working through that um, can definitely help that. So, I'm not mad at it. He sounds good. I saw a little bit of the tape on him. He looks cool. Definitely a project quarterback. I mean, we got Gino till 2020, literally 2027, right? Um, if not more. I think 2028 is really when he becomes a free agent. So it kind of makes sense for the Raiders not to go ahead and pursue like a big name quarterback at this moment and try to go ahead and develop some of these guys. And at least for the time being, rolling with Aiden O'Connell. And say what you say. I mean, look, we've always said that he's not the future, but he's a good, solid backup, and that's literally what we're having here. We're having Aiden O'Connell as that backup in case Geno Smith goes down. Right? We can get some production, and we know we can win a few games with Ian McConnell for sure. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and go into the final pick of the draft, and that is Cody Lindenberg, linebacker out of Minnesota. I was very happy once I heard it was a linebacker. I was like, "Thank you, Jesus! We finally went ahead and got a linebacker for once, right? In this damn draft, and we did." Um, Let me go ahead and pull up his measurables. Um, but he sounds pretty good. Oh, come on. Okay. Linebacker. There we go. Okay, so let me go into Lindenberg. There we go. Here we go. Our guy 6'2", 236 out of Minnesota. Um, let's see here. Um, let's see. Guy took flight during his sophomore year, where he started the final 6 games and racked up 71 tackles. Um, he was injured in 2023. Came back last year, threw up double-digit tackling performances against Maryland, Rutgers, and Penn State. Uh, let's see here. Guy has elite diagnostic skills and pre-snap consistently puts himself and teammates in position to make plays by recognizing formations and tendencies. Impressive straight line speed for his size. Clocking game speeds almost up to 20 miles an hour with a 4.62 time. So the guy was just blasting down through the field. Natural sack to shed abilities in the run game, using his length effectively to keep blockers off his frame, maintaining clear vision to the ball carrier. Shows some serious dogs in the trenches. Advanced mental processing leads to quicker trigger reactions against the run. Excels at pattern matching and zone coverage, displaying fluid hips, transition and spatial awareness to stay connected with crossing routes. Reliable tracker who breaks down well in space and drives through contact. Um, Evidenced by his steady tackling grade despite facing Big Ten competition. So I'm not mad at this. I think this is a good solid pickup. We needed to go ahead and find additional guys to go ahead and be in that room with Landon Roberts. So I think this is one of probably many guys that will come in um, and be a part of that linebacker room. And we're going to go into UDFAs in just a second. And there's some guys that were picked up at linebacker as well. So let me go into the chat. Let's see here. Let's see. My shout out to my guy 831 Raider. Once he committed using a pick on a QB, why do you think they chose him over other QBs? Do you think they actually chose him? They had to see something in him. I don't think these guys just fucking pick guys to pick guys. I think they went to they saw, because you got to think about this. Who was still out there? I think Ewers was out there at the time. Um, Let me go back, as I don't know off the top of my head. McCord was still out there. I think McCord didn't really get picked up into that later in that 7th round. For sure, Will Howard. We passed him up for Will Howard. So they had to see something in these guys to go ahead and go ahead and pass them up for sure. Miller was just under 70. Yeah, I heard. So you're saying it's under 70. I've seen and I heard over 70. I just read over 70% completion. I mean, it's still pretty good though. For sure. Shout out to my guy, We the People. Thanks for pulling up, my guy. What to do, what to do. Thanks for pulling up on this Monday night draft review. Salute, salute. Let's see here. Yeah, solid draft top to bottom. Uh, let's see. All right. So that's the 7 round. That's the 7 round picks that we got um during the draft. Now, hang on one second. Let's go over. Let's go over the UDFA signings. All right. So Raiders UDFA signings, and I got that up right here. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. So this is the UDFA signings so far, up to date. So Raiders went ahead and signed tight end Carter Runyon from Towson, tight end Pat Conroy from Old Dominion, center Jared Hufford from Iowa State, tackle Parker Clemens from Virginia Tech, D-line Trevin May from Baylor, edge, and this is I know some people have talked about this. So Josh Joyner from Minnesota, Jalen Walker from Indiana, linebacker Matt Jones from Baylor, cornerback Greedy Vance Jr. from SC, the other SC prospect as well, cornerback John Murphy. I think this is a big name here. Mello Dotson from Kansas. We saw, if you guys were watching the Big Ten, as I was looking at Shador at the time, Mello Dotson had a really big game versus Colorado. Definitely a name that I was keeping my eye on. Keeping my eye on out there. Also like Kobe Bryant, and he got picked up, I believe, by the Chiefs. I could be mistaken on that, but this is still a good pickup, getting Mello Dotson from Kansas. And then you got safety Hudson Clark from Arkansas. There are some mini camp invites. Malik Williams from UNLV, Dorian Singer from Utah, tight end Jake Roberts from Oklahoma, D-line Kevin Pointer from Wake Forest, corner Jordan Taylor, James Madison, and safety Cami Golf from Air Force. So I believe there's still going to be some more UDFA signings. There's some mini camp invites to see whether or not they like these guys. I think we're like at 92 on the roster. I think we can have 91. So I think somebody's gonna get cut pretty soon. But hey, we'll see. There's guys that are on there that could potentially be parting ways, or move down to like a practice squad level, something along those lines. But yeah, there you have it. That's all the current UDFA signings so far by the Raiders. I expect to see probably a couple more names be added to this list, potentially. Guys that are potentially still out there, possibly adding a running back, or another linebacker. But surprisingly, they only had these two, and then Cody. That makes it 3 linebackers. So not a whole lot of linebackers. So I guess they're cool with the room that they have, which is Timon Eichenberg, Amari Gainer, over there as well. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about any of the picks, the UDFA signings. Like I said, I like Josh Joyner. I like the Mello Dotson pickup. As well. So interesting to see where these guys end up on this off season for sure. Let me head on over to the chat again. Appreciate everyone pulling up on this Monday night. If you are new, make sure you guys head on over, smash that subscribe button, click those thumbs. It does help to go ahead and support the show. Clicking those thumbs for sure. If you guys really want to go ahead and help out the channel and support the channel, make sure you guys go ahead and become a member. I have the link up, pinned up top. So go ahead, just click that link and become a member today. We had a mock show the other day, and I put out some member only content, and that stuff is going to be even rolling out even more. I might do some more in-depth analytical reviews on some of these picks to really kind of go over how these guys are going to really pan out in this 2025 off season for sure. Let me go over here. All right. And then, yeah, go ahead and grade the draft. How do you guys think that this draft went? I think what I saw the draft grade. They give us an A for the draft, which is right on par. I think this is a pretty solid draft. B plus, A minus, somewhere around there for sure. Let's see. Shout out to my guy Death Pal. Probably isn't a good fun fact, but Trey Lance went to the same college as Cam Miller. Okay. I don't know. I mean, look, Trey Lance really hasn't played that much, bro. So I forgot who picked him up as well. He just got picked up recently, right? I don't know by who. Who did Trey Lance get picked up? I think by the Niners. No, not by the Niners. Trey Lance. Let's see. I'm pretty sure he got picked up. Trey Lance contract. Got picked up by the Chargers. There we go. By the Chargers. So I don't know. Take it good or bad. I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen with these guys yet. You know, this is literally 3 days out from the draft. They still haven't had like mini camp or like OTAs or anything like that. So we're definitely gonna know pretty soon how all that pans out for sure. My guy, can we talk about the QB from University first? I want to know about this dude. Which one? The UNLV guy. Let me see if I can pull up his measurables real quick. Hang on. Malik Williams, UNLV. All right, here we go. All right, so a guy 6'1", 205. He has 19 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, almost 2,000 yards. And this was this past year. Has a completion rate about from 2024, just under 60, 59.5. Year before that, he did have about a 70% completion rating, 2,600 yards. He had 8 touchdowns. So he had a little bit of regression right there. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened where he had some regression. We kind of fell off because what I'm looking at here in 2022, he had about 2,200 yards. He had about 62.5% completion rating. Had 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. They got better in 23, but then he went ahead and kind of fell off a little bit in 24. Still linger around that 2,000 yard mark. Had the same amount of touchdowns as he did the year before. little bit less interceptions than the year before in 2023. But yeah, he fell off a little bit. Um, but yeah, I mean, interesting to see. Again, he has a mini camp in by. They want to see kind of what he does. So we'll see what happens. Uh, my guy Troy says give Spytech B plus for that draft. I agree, like B plus, A minus, somewhere around there. That's kind of what everybody's saying. Cool. My guy Death I don't know how much about him. Seen him play once against Nevada, but he was forgettable. I was watching. Okay, Woodward in there. Okay, yeah. See, it's not nothing really that sticks out. Shout out to my guy Fidel. I hope Mullet becomes an impact player with his diversity. Me too, bro. I think they're gonna go ahead and if he, pretty sure he's gonna make the team, and if he does, I'm pretty sure they're gonna go ahead and make up some special packages for him. Having him multi-threat uh, type of player where he can go ahead and be that slot guy or come in and take a snap and either run the ball, throw the ball. He has some speed, so yeah, interesting to see how they're going to go ahead and use Tommy. But I'm thinking that's probably the way they're going to go ahead and bring that dude in. Let me see if I can find more stats. I mean, that one was cool, but let's see, 40. Let me see if I can find his 40 time. Okay, 40 time. Yeah, 4.39. So he has speed. He has some speed. Definitely. Could bring in some of that deception, some of that craftiness that Chip likes to go ahead and employ in his offenses. So I am definitely not mad at this pickup for sure. Uh, let's see. Mellet will likely be a punt return to start. Could be. They could put him on packages, like I said. I'm very interesting to see how they utilize this guy. When the season starts, preseason really is going to be the telltale sign on how they could potentially, utilize this guy. Let's see. Mellick can make Lobby expendable. I don't know if they make him expendable because Lobby plays at special teams and he's still like on that rookie contract. They can always push Lobby down to practice squad, but that's the thing with practice squad. That any guy can come, any team can come and pick him up. It's kind of like how we did with Ritter, and we picked him up from the Cardinals practice squad. That's kind of how that happened, right? So nothing is kind of like guaranteed set in stone type of deal. So if that happens, could be Jalen Walker, linebacker from Indiana, players wicked fast. Yep, for sure. I don't know if did they misspell this. Uh, Jalen Walker. Hold on, let me see. I think they did. Linebacker, Indiana. I'm trying to look up his measurables as well. I know there was a Walker, and there were some guys that I mean, obviously they went on undrafted. This is different. Jalen Walker, Jalen Jalen Walker. Indiana. Jalen Walker. All right, let me read some of his measurables real quick, guys. 6'1", 218. Uh, so a little on the thinner side. Stats. Oh, they don't. Okay, wow, interesting. They don't have stats on him. Let me go to a different place. Game loss 24. Career. Okay. All right. So the guy has 39 tackles, uh, two sacks last year, and three forced fumbles. So not bad. And this was last year, his senior year. So interesting to see how they bring in this guy. Hopefully he works out because we do need more depth in that linebacker position. Um, the year before that had 32 tackles. 22 he had 30 tackles. So he's around that 30 to 40 tackle range per year. Let's see here. Team out a low key athlete runs a 43 now with a 41 bird. Yeah, exactly. So it'll be interesting how they utilize them in certain packages. I'm pretty sure they will. Chip is gonna go ahead and make something for the guy so he can go ahead and exploit some of these defenses and um, create some type of deception. But let me ask you guys this, and go ahead and put that. I'm not going to poll it, but go ahead and put it down in the comment section. Who do you guys think is the best pick out of this draft? And then I'll do one for. I mean, the UDFA's don't really count, but who do you guys think is the best pick off of this draft? Is it Ashton? Is it Jack Bash? Is it Thornton? Is it Pegues? I mean, Pegues is a very interesting pick. So let me know your guys' thoughts on the comment section. Definitely would love to go ahead and get your takes on that for sure. My guy Death Pal Bernie Gainer could be the odd linebackers out if they don't step up. Yep, exactly, bro. There, I would hope to see some more competition in this linebacker room. I think it's Eichenberg, Bernie Gainer. You have Landon Roberts. Now you have Cody in there. You have Jalen Walker. You have Matt Jones out of Baylor in there as well. So we'll see, man. I mean, you know, they want competition. They want great guys that can go ahead and come in there and compete and play their ass off for sure. My guy Ducky says such a balanced draft, but our best pick was Genty for sure. I think so, man. I think so. Um, we'll see. I mean, he's generational. You gotta think about it like this. You know, we last year we picked up the best tight end in college football. Brock Bowers. We saw what he did his rookie year. You know, I only hope to see even better things this year coming up as well. You know, this year drafting Ashton Genty, you know, the majority consensus tagging this guy as a generational type football player, and I hope that is the case. You know, moving forward in this upcoming draft as well. We got some good receivers as well. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy how it's panned out for sure. My guy Death Pal says, I really like the Porter pick. Porter is sick, bro. Porter, I mean, what, 6'3", 6'4", guy's speedster, runs a 4.3. Man, definitely our outside guy for sure. For sure. Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah, let me know, you guys. Let me know your thoughts on who do you think is the best pick from this draft. I like. I think Thornton is up there. Porter is like right behind him, like right behind him. Um, I was when I heard Porter's name, and I'm like, okay, let me look at this guy. Let me look at his measurables real quick because he wasn't really keen on my radar too much. I never, in all the mocks that I did, I never drafted him once. I don't believe so. Um, and I was looking towards Trey Amos, and I believe on that day I did look up his measurables, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm definitely okay if he went after Amos and went after Porter, which is even a better pick in my opinion than Amos. So, uh, but uh, Thornton, though I like Besh. He's good for sure. Porter just he's that speedster with the height, man, it's just you could do so much. You could do so many things, and this is what I've been advocating is trying to get that big, tall receiver to go ahead and go up and contest those 50-50 balls for sure. You know, um, so I'm definitely glad we got him. I hope that he's going to be a very integral part of this offense for sure moving forward. Because now you got Brock Bowers, you got Myers, you got Thornton, you got Besh, you got Genty, right? You got Moser that's going to be coming in and out. You got Tucker who's going to be coming in and out. So we got weapons now, guys. We got weapons. We can definitely do some shit now. The biggest thing, and I think everybody's with me on this. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the most frustrating part of last year was that we struggled so much from the red zone and so much, you know, putting the fucking ball in the end zone, just running it in. And for as much as we tried, we couldn't fucking do it. And I'm glad that at least with Genty, that should change, that should nullify all that. That should change that like unequivocally. Obviously, this still has to be blocking, but um, you know, if as advertised, he should change all of that. Genty should change the whole premise about Gino, having so many turnovers in the red zone, right? Because now you're taking the ball away from Gino and running it, right? Or you can go ahead and really, utilize Moser, Genty. If you're doing short passes, you got Bowers on certain mismatches. Um, you got Thornton that can go ahead and get those fade routes. So, um, but really, is Genty is going to be your guy who literally is going to be able to pound that ball in, and that's what I hope to see. Because man, that was rough. That was rough for sure. So, Genty being there, us picking up Genty for sure. Let's see here. My guy Death Paul. Yeah, I just think Mayer and Besh blocking for Genty downfield. Yep, for sure. I hope Thornton can be a Randy Moss type of receiver. I hope so too. I hope so too, bro, for sure. That would be the phenomenal. That'd be insane. Um, my guy hit the stick. Besides AJ being the best pick, I'll go Deport A- grade for Shirley. Okay, there you go. Uh, let's see. Iowa State always has solid workhorse draft picks. They do, man, and that's the thing. I don't know the program that these guys have been running over there. They've had great receivers. Um, you know, just I'm surprised they're not more of a contender from the type of guys that they're growing out there. But they have great receivers, great corners, linebacker position is pretty decent out there as well. So um, I hope to see what else that Iowa State can produce out there. I've been to Iowa, man, and there ain't much out there. So I mean, it's literally playing football and partying, bro. So it's really easy to kind of focus on football and really putting a pretty awesome program over there together for sure. Uh let's see. The threat is always there now. Yep, for sure. For sure. My guy Ducky, our defense might be our biggest weakness again, but I love who we have for the first time in 20 some years. We should actually be confident. Um, I don't think our weakness is I don't think our defense is our biggest weakness. I think yes, there is a couple holes, but again, there is the UDFA signings. You never know, guys. Some guys might pan out from that. We've seen that happen. I think, man, I forgot who was UDFA that was on the team or is on the team. I think Chase on was UDFA. If I'm not mistaken, somebody was UDFA and they turned out to be pretty good. Sometimes that's just how it happens. The draft picks might not work out, but an undrafted free agent pick works out better. It's just they're probably hungrier, and have more to prove. So, um, it's just also about that work ethic, how much they're willing to go ahead and put time in the craft, and how much work and all that stuff. And really show up and try to master the game. So sometimes it kind of rolls like that. They corned at Iowa State. Yeah. Yeah, they cornered at Iowa State for sure, bro. I mean, I've been out to Iowa, bro. I mean, like I said, I've been out to Des Moines. Des Moines is but like they ain't much to do out there, bro. So, um, like have like, I mean, Iowa is a good program too. They develop good guys out there too. So, but yeah, Iowa State is a tad bit better with the receivers and the corners. Kind of how they're building up that program for sure. Let's see here. Uh, yep, cornfed, damn sir. Yep, for sure, bro. They're cornfed out there, 100%. Again, appreciate everyone pulling up on this Monday night um, for this Raiders draft review. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys check in, hit that like button, smash that sub if you are new, especially if you're feeling what you're hearing. Um, I do have more shows that I do. I do a Wednesday show with my guys, Cheeto Linus, LV Raider 10, Raider Jeff, the Raider Connection. Make sure you guys tap in every damn Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Um, and that is a panel show. So if you like different takes, make sure you guys go ahead and tap into that. And then, I think probably the flagship show, Good Morning Raiders, um, every damn Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific. That is a guest show, and I do that with my guy, the Raider Rundown. Uh, we have guests every week. We just had the Sportsman and Turf, the Ultimate Raider Fan 32 for that draft special. We were on for about 6 hours on that show. We did rounds 4 to 7. It was insane. Definitely burned out after that. I was just like, I'm done. I'm done for the weekend until today, you know. But it's a good, really, really good show. We do have big guests. I'm waiting to go ahead and confirm. I don't want to say yet. Um, hopefully I'll confirm within the next 2 days or so, and then I should announce it on the Raider Connection on Wednesday. Who the guests will be. Very, very big name. We're just wanting just waiting for the final confirmation for sure. And then the week after that, we do have a guest as well. Most likely, there will not be a show on the 17th, as I'll probably be heading to California for that Bakersfield event going down. It's going to be a big turnout, so I'll probably do a little vlog or something. We may do something with Cheeto and my guy LB and run down to do something in person. You don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I definitely like to utilize the best of my time when I'm out in Cali for sure. But yeah, probably the 17th. We'll probably not have a show on that Saturday since that will be the day of the actual event out in Bakersfield for sure. If you guys are going, let me know for sure. Definitely got to go ahead and link up, say hi. It'll be cool time. I know Cheeto's going. I think 805 is going for sure. I don't know if Chris Protected Shields is going to go or not. I think Sabir is going to go. So there's going to be some guys out there. I think my guy Lunatic Raider, shout out to Raider Allegiance. I think he's going to be out there too. So there's some heads that are going to be going out there. So it'll be good for sure, 100%. My guy Raiders Food Chris, we got some guys who love the game, are willing to put in the work for sure, bro. And I think that's what the message is trying to convey, to everybody out there. It's like, if you want to be a Raider, you got to come in and do the work, got to put in the work. Not just because you're a big name, we're going to go ahead and bring you in. And I think that's what the whole Shador and us not drafting him was. It's just like, we're feeling what he was putting out there. They didn't feel the vibes. So for them, I think they just wanted to go ahead and build the culture. And though he is talented, because it's not like he's not talented. He is talented. I know what Jeff feels, but I think it's the talent is there, just the attitude, the maturity might not be there, and that might be the thing that turns off, certain people, certain GMs, and that's probably what we got to see in that draft, which we talked about on Saturday. It's possible blackball, and it is what it is, and they wanted to send a message, and that message was definitely sent for sure. But hey, he got drafted at the end of the day. Cleveland went up, traded for him to get him. Now they have like 6 QBs in their room. They have more QBs in their room than we do linebackers. It goes to tell you that. It's different. We alternate our linebackers, but how often do you fucking alternate a quarterback, bro? You know what I mean? So it's crazy, but you never know. Shador, that might not be the place where he stays at for a long time. It might change. I mean, so having 6 quarterbacks in there, obviously somebody has to go, right? You can't keep 6 quarter. I mean, aside from Watson, you got Flacco was there, right? Flacco's there, or Winston, and then Pickett, and then you have Gabriel, then you have him. So if you're gonna roll with 6 quarterbacks or 5 quarterbacks, whatever it is, and but for sure. Let's see here. Go ahead and get in your questions, guys. Before I'm gonna head on out in just a second. Yeah, Death Pile. Yeah, I call that perception. Should do by week 7, no cap. Shallow didn't get a sniff until he fired his dad as an agent. Well, there you go. See, that does help there for sure. For sure. Hold on. I don't know what my thing is tripping over here. Okay. All right. All right, y'all. Let's see here. All right. But again, appreciate everyone pulling up. Again, make sure you guys head on over, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It does help to go ahead and support the show and get the algorithm out to the YouTube universe for sure. Appreciate everyone pulling up on this Monday night. I hope you guys got some valuable information from this breakdown, this review of these guys. For my members out there, I might do something a little bit more in depth or really break down, some of these guys like Genty and Thornton, Bash, Pagis or Pagis, guys like that, to see kind of where they would really line up in our offense moving forward for sure, in our team generally, for sure. My guy Soka just read Toronto Argonauts just added that's a negotiating list. For sure, bro. I wouldn't be surprised, man. My guy Troy, appreciate you, brother. Yep, for sure. Go Raiders. Go Raiders for sure. Hold on. I gotta do this right way.
Raiders!
Oh yeah. That never gets old. Never gets old. All right. Cool. All right, yeah. So I'm gonna head up on out of here. I will see you guys on Wednesday for the Raider Connection, 7 p.m. Pacific, with Jeff, my guy LV, and Cheeto. Make sure you guys go ahead and tap into that. And then Saturday with my guy Rundown, we're gonna do the damn thing. Good morning, Raiders. Big name, possibly. You guys know, I'll let you guys know very, very soon. So other than that, appreciate you guys. You guys have a good rest of your evening, and go Raiders. And as always, just Raiders, baby. Peace.
Inside Allegiant Stadium for the first time this year.